Okay, this is the E-flat Contrabass Flugelhorn, same range as an E-flat tuba, but in the size of a marching baritone. The inner branches are from a tuba, which means it's almost entirely conical tubing, except for a crook or two in the lead pipe here leading into the valve section. And on the main tuning slide here at the bottom, this whole section pulls out. Three valves. Still have good compression on them all. It's a satin finish. Well, a satin scratch brush finish. There's, as I do not have a buffing machine, so no, no real. It looks good. It looks good. Full thing. I don't know about the weight. It's, I don't know, 10 pounds maybe less. I don't know. It's lighter than a tuba, and that's the good thing. Let's see. Takes an American shank mouthpiece, tuba. I'm playing on a, what is this? Selensberger Solo number 2 with the number 1 semi-flat rim, the 2-piece model. So I think it's made for like F and E flat tubas, so it should work with this pretty well. Let's see, what else is there? Let's see. I still need to add the a lyre mount somewhere on this. I may end up putting it on the third valve slide section. I think that'll be the best spot, or possibly on the left side of the instrument over here somewhere. I think that would make more sense. Have a like a curve or a box-shaped lyre that goes there. I think that would work well instead of having more weight on the right side. I don't know. Let's see. It plays remarkably well, and that's, I think, due to the conical tubing. As opposed to, say, Roger Bobo's contrabass F trumpet, which is a lot of cylindrical tubing in a very small section of brass. It's braced well. Lead pipe's obviously pretty short, but yeah, it sounds pretty good. The pedal range is just like the best part of this. You get down into that like pedal E flat, and it really sounds like a throatier bass trombone, a bit heftier sound there. Obviously, you're limited by the 3 valves and the fact that the bore is really small for something this long. But it keeps it light and keeps it still plays pretty well in the upper register. I'm not an E-flat player, so some of the higher parts are a little tougher. And maybe this mouthpiece isn't the best thing for playing up there. Maybe it isn't. Maybe I just have to get more used to it. Valve combinations, they're going to be stuffy with anything more than 2 valves down. What is that? The E natural and any combination of 1, 2, and 3. Any of that is going to be super stuffy because you're going through a small bore and then a lot of cylindrical tubing. So it's going to sound a little iffy, and you may have to lip some things in either direction. Let's see, what is that? The The B flat and the F may need lipping as well, or you may need to use alternate fingerings, like, let's see, E flat, F. That low B flat is a little bit stuffier just because you get down into the low register, which an E flat tuba could do, but it's really designed to play the upper parts. So you're not going to get, unless you're the only tuba player, you're not going to get down below the staff much. Well, on old marches you wouldn't, but new stuff, you know, whatever. Yeah, that E natural is just a little, it doesn't quite work as well just because the bore is so small. So it's a little bit harder to play, a little bit tougher to center, but you know, I haven't had, you know, a year or two with this thing to really nail it, you know, get all those things worked out. That low A is a little tricky. Yeah, it's low A, yeah. Let's see. Yeah, just that F, that register just below the staff, just it'll take some practice to work on. It plays much easier than I thought it would. I really like this design. I might be making more of these, given how well this has worked out. Although I may drop the bore down even more, down to say like a 1/2 inch, 500-ish. I think that'll give it a, I wouldn't say like a tuba sound that I'm looking for, but I'm looking for more of like a bass baritone horn or something like that. This works well as is. I really do like this. If I wasn't committed with this already to someone else, I would keep this for myself. I used it in the last night's rehearsal, and it seemed to work well there. Again, tuning, I had to lip some things in tune and pull some things and then set them, you know. But the section was receptive of what it was, and people, you know, were asking what it was, and so it'll definitely get some strange looks and some positive or negative comments depending upon how you play it. But so far, everyone's liked it. I have to, again, add that lyre mount to the left side or somewhere around on the third valve down here. And then I need to, finally, I did have it at practice, so I got to tune it. I play a little sharp, so I'm going to be setting this down a little bit further, closer to these top crooks here. So this bottom section will be a little bit higher up here than you see in the video. And then I'll be buffing, or not buffing, but sanding this crook down to this matte finish. But I don't know, just, yeah. And then this one as well, to get it more uniform finish. Let's see. And then I gotta clean the rest of the inside one more time, and then send it on its way. Otherwise, it's a very, very nice instrument. I really do like the way it's turned out. Yeah, it sounds better than I expected. As a point of reference, we're gonna grab a smaller mouthpiece. I've taped the shank on this to bring it up to a little bit larger size. This is an old York mouthpiece that fits the old like 1900s E-flats that have the smaller shank receiver on them. This raises the pitch just a little to like a flat E, but not E-flat. But it gives it a little bit brighter of a sound compared to my other larger tuba mouthpiece. And then I might have to add a water key, as I've just noticed, because I noticed that at the last rehearsal it was kind of building up water in there, but that's, you know, you're blowing through a lot of tubing, and I kind of expected that given the way the crook works on there. So third valve's up in here, and it comes around. This is your slide. Oh, and I've just now noticed that. I'll have to take down a little extra tubing off there to bring this side. As you can see, it's not flush, so I'll have to bring that down a bit more by cutting this side. But so that's third valve, and I'll probably add the water key on this non-movable section. First valve is right here. That's there. That's there, and then second valve. Come on, you. Second valve. Second valve is a little exposed, if you can see that. It doesn't have any braces between this section here. So between the top and the third, there's no brace there. So you will want to be careful when you're adjusting this, as you may bend in or out, which could freeze the valve up. And you wouldn't want that. You just have to bend it out the other way, but there could be a problem. Let's see, what else? Oh yeah, let's see. Lead pipe is braced to the body, as you can see. It's a little higher than the rest, just because that's where the valve, or that's where the brace fit, and without adding a massive brace down to here, or I couldn't really find any of the braces that I had to fit between this section here, so that was the closest I could get. The valve, the inside of the valve, you can see there, the valve section is braced to the inner bows on this, or I guess they're the outer bows, but they're the small conical parts. And that means your hand position, you know, it'll take some getting used to. I've started holding it, I don't know if you can see that. I put my thumb right around there, and then my hand kind of rests in there, and it ends up holding it around here. That seems to work for me. It is a little heavy, so that's something to be wary of. You may want to put like what they have on trombone hand rest, that kind of like foamy bit that goes around so it rests on the back of your hand or in the spot down here between your thumb and your finger. Like they have on trombones for the F attachment. Let's see, pinky hook there, 3 valves. What else? Let's see. Yeah, bell, had to switch that out for a better one in worse condition. It needed less work. The valve section is also in better condition. Also switched that out for one in better. Well, the original valve section that I had on this prior to this one had a hole, and then there was some compression issues, so I switched it out for one in better condition. Let's see, what else? Yeah, it's braced well, and yeah, it's just a good little E-flat tuba. It should, if I'm not mistaken, still fit into either a slightly modified hard case or one of the like Guard or Protect soft gig bags. I mean, you can really like blare on this thing. It starts to, sound a bit more like a trombone and less like a tuba. But again, that's partly to do with the bore and the overall size of it. Yeah, the bell is rather, I believe it only has 2 braces on it. The one up here, the connecting between the body, and then on the back, on the large end of the bell section, or the bottom bow. So it gives it a bit more of a free ringing bell. Yeah, it works well for what it is. And that's the E-flat contrabass flugelhorn. Approximately 13.5 feet long, or whatever a standard E-flat tuba length is. Maybe a little bit longer, a little bit shorter, but plays in tune at E-flat at whatever the tuning note of E-flat is. Yeah, as you can see, it's about the length of without the mouthpiece. It's the size of a baritone. A little bit, I don't know, keeps a little bit wider than a normal one just because of the size of it. But yeah, that's their contraflugel. And then I'll throw in some more pictures of this, some better photos, so you can get a better idea on how this is. But there you go.